Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Fiji records 15-year low in unemployment. High-tech equipment for police force. And COP23 preparations on track.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Fiji has recorded the lowest unemployment rate in the last 15 years. A 2015 and 2016 Bureau of Statistics survey shows Fiji's unemployment rate declined to 5.5% compared to 7.1% 5 years ago. Pranita Prakash has more.
The Employment Minister believes the record low unemployment figures reflect the continuous economic growth of the nation.
When you have that economic growth, it means that more people are investing into the country. And when you have that investment, it means there are more job opportunities opening up. When you have more job opportunities opening up in the formal sector, it also means that in the informal sector, where people also supply things to the formal sector, there are opportunities opening up there also for people that are self-employed.
The Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation, while welcoming the result, says this shows that government policies are working.
The sustained investment in infrastructure in this country has created a whole new set of employees coming into the workforce that works on our roads. The building construction is experiencing a large boom. So that's created that sort of economic activity, and it's all on the back of sound economic policies. A lot can be done, but I think we are on the right track.
Chonil Samate says focus needs to remain on youth unemployment. According to the survey, youth unemployment stood at 18% in 2015 and 2016.
My ministry's focus will always to work with other stakeholders to see how we can enhance employment. So we're very glad to see these results, but it doesn't mean that mission accomplished. No, we still have to move on, continue to focus on to see how we can continue to enhance employment in the country.
The results also show that the percentage of dropouts who left the education system due to financial constraints has dropped from 31.9% in 2010 and 11 to 4.8% in 2015 and 2016. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The police force is going to be tech-savvy soon with new equipment due next year. This has been highlighted by Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sithivening Gilio as he plans to upgrade the force's surveillance system. Akusita Thale has more.
Discussions are underway between the police force and telecommunication service providers for the use of fiber optic cables to assist in quality surveillance.
If they could give us bandwidth, or if we could pay for that bandwidth, so we can install better quality CCTV cameras that can be linked to our main police command center and also to the command centers of the divisions or the police stations.
He says the bandwidth will not only benefit them, but also communities with cameras that can be linked to it. Giliho says they are working closely with the Chinese government to bring in the high-tech gadgets.
Drones with various capabilities that we can utilize both day and night for drug cultivation reconnaissance, for clogged up roads. If we can't move there, at least we can fly these things out to give us an indication of what's happening.
Police force is serious about advancing their surveillance technology to assist in countering criminal activities. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Meanwhile, providing escort for funerals is not a priority for the police force as they do not have the necessary resources. Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sithivening Gilio says in most occasions they have committed their mobility assets to funerals while criminal activities take place in other areas. Gilio says it takes time for officers to respond to these criminal activities as officers are attending to funerals providing escort. He is calling on the public to plan movements for deceased ones during off-peak hours.
So I've discouraged that. And I plead to the members of the community, please, let us deal with issues of more importance in the criminal landscape than trying to divert our resources to such practice.
Preparations for Fiji's presidency at the Conference of Parties 23 in Bonn, Germany is well underway. With 90 days to go until the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change meeting is held, Fiji's chief negotiator ambassador Nazat Shamim Khan says they're taking an inclusive approach on behalf of the Pacific. Key to the agenda, Ambassador Khan says, is the implementation of the Paris Agreement and the design of the facilitative dialogue for 2018.
To see the level of commitment that remains in the world towards ensuring that the Paris Agreement makes sense, that it is going to have meaning, and that there is a process of implementing it. So we didn't see a wavering of that conviction. And I think that's a very positive thing. And for the facilitative dialogue, over and over again we heard the purpose of this dialogue is to enhance ambition.
Marketing local handicrafts overseas has always been a challenge for Fijian women artisans, but this will be a thing of the past as relevant stakeholders are designing a business model that will help showcase Fijian-made artifacts overseas. Sanya Nimboila reports.
These stakeholders have been working together for the past few days to explore a sustainable business model for rural women.
Specifically at the marketing level, the quality required, for marketing, especially to consumers. And now the consumers have different tastes. Their tastes always change.
With the help from the ministry and Bangladesh's Brekkarong, rural women from various provinces were today given suitable plans to help promote their handicrafts in the world market.
A successful model has to incorporate all of these items, these challenges that you've addressed, all of these challenges that you've actually jointly raised today in this forum.
Brekkarong's Chief Operating Officer Muhammad Ashraf says they have a fair idea of the capabilities of Fijian women after meeting them individually.
Clustering the areas and clustering based on the skill, based on the quality, based on the availability of the raw materials. If you can develop new products for the other areas, other designs for the other areas, they can come out with the better qualities.
The Ministry for Women, together with Brekkarong and the Center on Integrated Rural Development for Asia and the Pacific, will work closely with the rural women to market their products. More than 30 women from the Central and the Western Division were part of the forum. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
Still to come, stage set for Hibiscus Festival. And retired nurses ready to leave for Tuvalu.
Ya dora cubuli kurna bili, borani buat sekarang hambara binaranga, total takinan na warung na Bula FM, number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
A 30-year-old villager of Lomaiviti who has been convicted of raping a 13-year-old minor in 2008 has been sentenced to 14 years imprisonment. Sentencing Panapasambola High Court Judge Justice Alesi Temo said the court always views the rape of a child as a serious matter. He says in a village setting, old people are supposed to look after the younger ones. Judge Temo says the accused did the opposite. He abused a child from the village and must not complain when his liberty is taken away to pay for his crime. He will be eligible for parole after 12 years behind bars. Meanwhile, a 61-year-old man has been sentenced to 10 years imprisonment for raping and sexually assaulting 2 underage children. The man, who lives in the same village as the victims, raped a boy and sexually assaulted another girl. The offence happened between the 1st of January 2013 to 31st December 2014. High Court Judge Justice Vincent Pereira says the aggravating factor in this case was that the man exploited the vulnerability of the victims. He also says there is substantial age difference between the accused and the victims. Being an elder in the community, he had a responsibility to look after young children. The man has been given a non-parole sentence of 7 years. With less than 17 hours to the Vodafone Hibiscus Festival, organisers are putting final touches to ensure the event kicks off smoothly. Rachel Nath caught up with organisers, vendors, contestants and Fijians who are looking forward to the week-long festival.
Taking heed of last year's issues at the Hibiscus Festival, organizers have come back better this year.
Last year, there was a lot of parking issues. People were parking on Nasese and Single Point. So this year we have fitted everything that was there last year in one area. That is the Borokon arena and the LSC Airport. And the judging tent has moved to the Komodo Aquatic Center.
Miss FBC News Anaseni Yambakivo is encouraging everyone to come out in numbers to be part of the mother of all festivals.
I bring a different taste, being from overseas, but this is where my roots are, so I'm very proud of that, and so I hope you can support me.
This is one festival which attracts people from around the country, and this year the vendors have joined the list.
But to finish now, we're just painting up and doing some small stuff and waiting for the Hibiscus Festival to open.
Just begin preparation today and a little bit more tomorrow, and hopefully on Saturday we'll be fully functioned. And
despite moving venues, Fijians are still looking forward to attending the annual event.
They have good food. They have really good food and it's cheap. But I like the rides too. The rides are fun.
The queens and especially on the anti-cynical pageant, just want to come and have fun.
The entertainment stage by the Fiji Broadcasting Corporation will run from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. daily. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
The first batch of retired nurses will leave for Tuvalu this weekend under the Fiji Volunteer Scheme. 12 nurses who will serve in Tuvalu for 2 years received their air tickets today from the Minister for Employment. Chone Sumate says there is a huge demand for medical practitioners in Pacific Island countries.
Thank you for giving your time. Time that you could be spending with your grandchildren, your family members, but you decide that you want to give your time in the service of fellow Pacific Islanders who have the need of your service. That is something that we thank you for. It is going to be a challenge. As I said, you're the first batch of volunteer nurses that we have.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, New Zealand thumps AFL Fiji team, but up next, Rachel with the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. Amnesty to exchange control regulations extended. And in growing Fiji, a section of Queen Elizabeth Drive closed for road upgrade. Stay with us.
I'm Andrea Sorbakroa of Nayabu Wendibuga Telebu. Whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We're here at Kano Waterfront, Lautoka. Love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold.
Welcome back. Leading business tonight, the Reserve Bank has confirmed the amnesty announced by the Fiji Revenue and Customs Services extends to the exchange control regulations where offshore assets are involved. However, these offshore assets must be specifically declared to RBF as well as the Revenue and Customs Services during the amnesty period, which ends on the 31st of December. Acting Governor Arif Ali confirms the bank will not take any legal action for any submissions made during this period. Ali says this measure is necessary to effectively support the tax amnesty as the Reserve Bank has done in the past. Fijian residents, including companies incorporated in Fiji and residents residing abroad holding offshore bank accounts, foreign investments and properties without the RBF approval, are to submit full disclosure of their offshore assets holdings before the amnesty period ends. And we now join Savanatha with the latest from the Money World.
Good evening. Let's have a look at our economic influences today. The American dollar opened 1 point stronger this morning off the back of U.S. data. The United States released its non-farm productivity figures, which rose to 0.9% when they were only expected to increase to 0.7%. Tomorrow morning, we'll see their initial and continuing jobless claims, which both are expected to stay the same at 240,000 and 1.97 million, respectively. Any deviation from this consensus would affect the global market and our Fijian dollar. A little closer to home, today saw the New Zealand interest rate decision release, which remained unchanged at 1.75%. Great news for those making loan repayments in New Zealand dollars, as they too will remain unchanged. However, their electronic card sales dropped from 4.5% to 2% in July, which resulted in midday weakening of the New Zealand dollar today. And that's a wrap from me, Vinaka.
Thanks for the update, Savanada. Looking at today's exchange rates, the Fijian dollar weakened against the Chinese yuan and the American dollar to close at 3.23 and 48 cents respectively. While closer to home, the Australian dollar strengthened, closing at 61 cents, while the New Zealand and PNG Kina weakened, closing at 65 and 135. As for the commodities market, an increase across the index today as oil prices rose to close at 49.61 a barrel. Gold closed at 1,275 an ounce, and silver closed at 16.91 an ounce. And in growing Fiji tonight, the Fiji Roads Authority will start paving and sealing parts of the Queen Elizabeth Drive in Suva from tomorrow. The work will start at the Dakambao Road junction and includes rehabilitation, a new surface, provision of parking, formalized parking areas in collaboration with the Suva City Council. FRA Network Operations and Maintenance Manager Aram Gos says their future plan includes road improvement along Queen Elizabeth Drive up to Ladala Bay Road intersection. 17 schools in the Western Division have been recognized for ensuring children have access to safe water, sanitation and hygiene in their learning environment. The WASH program in schools promotes a Rich 4 Stars initiative that uses a 3-star rating. The stars are awarded when schools ensure proper toilet and water infrastructure are in place and when successful efforts are made to improve hygiene. Of the 17 primary schools participating in the 3-star award ceremony, 5 achieved 3-star for improving hygiene practices, with the remaining 12 reaching 2 stars. And that's business this evening. Now to sports, and here's Jamie with the latest.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Coming up, the latest ahead of the final Fairbrother Challenge. And primary schools gear up for football championships. This and more after the break.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ. मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1. इट्स सो हॉट.
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे. मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट.
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफरेकी से. मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं. मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट. आई लव मिर्ची एफएम.
हमें स्पिन तो ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे.
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट.
The Rewa rugby team has the opportunity to make history on Saturday when they take on Namosi in the final of the HFC Bank Fairbrother Trophy Challenge. Rewa has never won the title, but after a 26-24 win over Nabosa in the Bainimarama Shield final last Saturday, the team is in a position to steal the show again this weekend. Melitavanga reports.
Having fallen short in the Vodafone Vanua Cup final against Lautoka, the Rewa rugby side is heading to Navua to wrest the Fairbrother Trophy from Namosi.
Very the champion side. They played in the final of the Skipper Cup. I think reaching that the final stages of the Skipper Cup, it's a huge achievement for them. And now they've got the Fairbrother from Suva, and it'll be a huge challenge for us. But I told the boys that yeah, we've got nothing to lose, and we have all to play for.
Coach Dovi Verata says they've watched their game against Navosa last Saturday and they're working on areas that they need to improve.
We set out a plan, we set out our vision, our mission, and some of our values that we wanted to achieve in our campaign.
Captain Esalavate Kau is calling on fans to turn up in numbers to support the team.
I am calling on the province of Rewa to come and support us as we're going to battle Namosi in their home ground, and we need your support in every and any way you can.
Rewa has been promoted to the top-tier competition, and win or loses, this game will set a better platform for the side heading into the new season. Melita Banga, FBC Sports.
The New Zealand women's rugby team has opened up its World Cup campaign with a 44-12 win over Wales in Dublin. The Black Ferns led 20-0 at half-time and racked up 8 tries in total to stake its claim early in the tournament. District football reps are being urged to support the Vodafone Fiji Primary School's inter-district competition that will be held later this month. A total of 30 teams from 18 districts will play in 3 categories this year. Eroni Tuinuku with the details.
Focusing on the developing football at the primary school level, local district football players have been invited to come and support the youngsters during the primary school's IDC tournament.
We're requesting the premier teams, the senior teams, the bigger teams in the district to support the primary school teams.
With the grassroots level of competition stamping its mark in Fiji football, plans are underway to expand the event to the next level.
This Fiji Primary School is doing a good job. They've got the cream of each district together in our district team. That is the way we want even secondary school to adapt. Because then you will see the best players in each district coming together and taking part in a competition. It allows our development coaches to identify potential players for the future.
The 42nd inter-district competition for primary schools will be played from the 22nd to the 24th of this month at Prince Charles Park in Nandi. Suba won the tournament last year, leaving Rewa as runner-up. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
Reigning Asian Tour Order of Merit winner Scott Hend has also confirmed his participation in the Fiji International, which tees off next week. Hend is the latest to join a star-studded lineup including former major champions Vijay Singh, Mike Weir and Angel Cabrera. The Fiji International will be held from next Thursday to Sunday at the Natandola Bay Championship Golf Course in Singatoka. The Fiji men's and women's AFL teams have lost their second match in the International Cup in Melbourne, Australia. The Fiji men's team lost to New Zealand 76 points to 6 yesterday in its second match, while the Fiji women's went down fighting to Great Britain 33 points to 24 last night. The men's team faces South Africa next, while the women's side will play Pakistan on Sunday. That's it from sports this evening. Angie joins you later on with weather and a new media review of the premium-looking budget Alcatel phone with battery problems. That's coming up.
Bula, kerang mai Singatoka, kerang do talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo bola do talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kina Domoy Viti.
Kuya do silil tale. Nagurara may naomani nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu Venezuela pun nagudurong. Barong na Radio Fiji 1 Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 Domoy Viti na bonga ni BNN.
In new media, Alcatel has introduced the Idol 5S with premium looks and lots of good features. The Idol 5S is a steal at its low price, but the battery on the Idol 5S doesn't last long at all. Angie now with the latest in weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. A good sunny day is all we need to keep us going, and that is exactly what we had today. We're having some good August sunshine, and don't we just love it. Taking a look in the west, a mild day with lots of sunshine. A coconut drink is a must in this sort of weather. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, the sun was blazing hot, but thanks to cool winds, we didn't feel much heat of the sun. And up in Vanuatu, another hot day with high humidity level. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots with moderate seas. And for the tides, high tide tonight will be at 8:33 with a low tide at 2:38. The beautiful sunrise will be at 6:34. For tomorrow, it's Friday, and the good thing is sunshine will dominate throughout, but conditions are anticipated to become partly cloudy overnight. Tomorrow's temps, the west will be quite hot with highs of 33 degrees. And looking further on to Saturday, get on with the plans as a nice warm day awaits. And that, Jackie, wraps up our FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fiji on Pulse today, we asked, are you concerned about hard drugs hitting Fiji?
Yes, I'm concerned because it can affect our youth.
It's very, like, people like addicted to it, so it's very hard to stop it. So yeah, it's good that the police are trying to make a stop to it.
I'm concerned about the level of risk it's gonna come in the near future.
Actually, we from Nandanumai, there's a lot of unemployment youths in our area. And we're doing such things like barbecue and small income generating just to engage youths, just to get them away from hard drugs and all kinds of substance abuse that's happening all around Fiji. And I think it's not only our concern, I think it's a national concern.
Hard drugs is coming to Fiji now. It should be really against that hard drug.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, researchers say animals like video games too. It's not just people who like playing computer games. Animals of different species also seem to be fascinated with video games and touchscreens. Recapping the main stories, Fiji records 15-year low in unemployment, high-tech equipment for police force, and COP23 preparations on track. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, should students have extra classes during the school holidays? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day comes from the west again. The picture was taken by Sajnesh Kumar from the Neela Beach Resort in Nandi. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. Good night.
Keron mai singatoka, keron do tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Uti kombinasyon mo tikola do tali taka na Radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Kaya ko sila tali, nagurara may naomanyi, nandunga. Gitu tali tagi yang gitu kena sebale pun nanggunturong. Barong na Radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti na bonga ni BNN.